Good morning, dear students. Here we are supposed to study about the computer network. So here you can see our the syllabus in which we will study about the basic principle of networking, network requirement, its performance. We will see here about network architecture and its protocol. Then we will move to the internetworking and the IP addressing. You can see here all the points which we will cover in this subject. So as per our syllabus, our first unit is nothing but a physical layer, in which you can see here the content. We will study here about the data communications. As already you guys aware about the electronic communications. So communication means what? It is the branch of electronic field. So here we are studying about the electronics and telecommunication. So what does mean by telecommunication? It means what? We are communicating at a particular distance. So communication, that is system which will convey our information from one place to the other. We can convey that information, that can be in the form of sound, that can be in the form of picture, music, computer or any data. So when we are doing a communication, at that time, as we know day to day, that communication is going to increase rapidly in the 19th century when we were using telegraph, telephone, then radio were invented. The development was very faster if you see in the 20th century. When we have seen black and white TV, then we have seen about the color TV, which if you see after some time, satellite communication, cable TV, mobile telephone, all these we are using for communication purpose. So here we are supposed to study about that communication. How we will do the communication, how there will be the network types, protocol layering, the OSI model, TCP IP protocol, addressing, guided, unguided transmission media. It means what? When we were doing a communication, we will require some transmission media. That is having wired or unwired communication. मतलब जैसे कि हमारा जो communication है वो wired है या फिर wireless. Then we will move to the switching. We will see there the structure of a switch. So here you can see the syllabus already I have given here. So now we can directly move to our syllabus. So what is computer network? What does mean by network? Network is nothing but when we are having a system which will have two or more computer connected together, and what they will do, as the name define, they will communicate, because already we are talking here about the communication. So they will have two or number of computer which will communicate. At that time they will share their information. That can be sound, that can be data, any information, that can be a picture. So they will share. You can see here the diagram. So why networking? When we are doing a communication, at that time we are saying we will do a communication, and there networking will allow exchange of data between any points in the world. There is no need you will be at the same place. If you are at the different place, then also by using a networking we can do communication. We can share the data, that can be text, that can be audio, that can be video or any other form. So just because of this reason we are supposed to use networking. So here when we are transferring a data, that will take place over a computer network. So network provides a path over which data can travel and that will go to exact destination where you want to send your information. So here you can see which we will prefer. Like we are having the different examples how we are doing a communication. You can see here we are taking a printout, how we are connecting printer to the desktop or our laptop we are using there, then we are taking a sharing between these devices by any cable. You can use whatever cable you will require, that you will use for the sharing purpose. So here you can see we were using a internet by taking a modem, or we can use router. So here we are giving a centralized administration and support. So when we are using internet based system, everyone can access the same with any password or without any password. These things are depending on us how we are treating that device. So whenever we are exchanging the information, whenever we are doing a communication, at that time sender will send, receiver will get the data. So we can say creator and the user of data should agree upon how information should be presented. So if that information is presented in the form, any form, that can be sound, picture, image, you are saying that is nothing but a data. So that is nothing but a exchange of data between source and a destination over a some transmission media. मतलब जो भी तुम इंफॉर्मेशन ट्रांसफर कर रहे हो सेंडर से रिसीवर को तो मिल रही है, बट हाउ they can use transmission media, they can use wired communication, or they can do unguided, that is means wireless communication. So here we are saying when we are doing a communication, how many kinds of network we will have. So depending on one's perspective, we can classify our network in different way. You can see here, like we can classify network that will depend on a transmission media. It means what? If transmission media is continuous, it is wired or it is a wireless. For wired, you can see in the bracket we are using coaxial cable, fiber optic cable, UTP cable, or we can do wireless communication. Based on network size, whatever you are using for communication, that network can be LAN, that can be a WAN, that can be a MAN. Based on management, like you are doing peer-to-peer or the client to server. Based on topology, these are, I am giving you the short description about these things. We will see all these things thoroughly. So here, based on topology, it means what? When we are doing a communication, we are using a network that can be having a bus topology, star topology, ring topology. It is very interesting subject. So see here, when we are doing a communication, we are saying we will send information. That can be in the any form. Whenever we are doing a communication, that we can transfer to local person who is at the same place, or we can do that communication by using remote. It means there is no need of any wire. If you are, whenever we are supposed to send information, if you are a source and you are supposed to send that information to another person who is nothing but it's a destination, if he is at other place, that time also we can do communication by using a computer network. So when we are talking about the computer network at that time, basically our communication system will consist of 5 parts. You can see here, these are nothing but 5 components. Which are these? These are nothing but who is sending the information, that is you can say as a source or you can say sender. Who is taking the information, that is receiver or we can say a destination. Whenever we are sending a information, that data you can say as a message or a data. If you are sending information, you will use any network. You can use any frequency for the remote or you can use any media that is wired, like we are using a telephone. So that is nothing but you can say as a medium. We are using a protocol. So these are nothing but the 5 components. You can see the basic diagram for the communication system. So here we are saying when we are doing a communication, at that time data communication will depend on some characteristics, like how much accuracy it is having, how much time it is taking, how it is doing a delivery of information, like you can see the definition for that. What is mean by accuracy? If we are sending an information and destination will catch up that 100%. What we will say? मैंने जितना information भेजा है उसको accurately पूरा sound गया है, जो भी मेरा information है उनको मिला है. So we will say it will have 100% accuracy. But if some data got lost, what we will say? Its accuracy is less, like 70%, 60%. Whenever we will talk on the mobile phone, sometimes there is a network issue, we will not able to hear the sound properly. So we were saying it is not having proper network, like that. When we will call about the timeliness, what we will say? When we are doing a communication, at that time we are sending a data, receiver will catch up that, but it will take some time. So whenever we are sending a data, that time if the data delivered late, what will happen? Of course we will say it is useless. We are supposed to do communication, but that should be in given time. So we will say if we are sending in video, audio, timely delivery means what? We are sending a data in time without any significant delay. Delivery. When we are sending a data to the correct destination, मतलब मुझे जिसको डेटा सेंड करना है उसको यदि मेरा डेटा करेक्टली उसी को जा रहा है, so we can say data is received by the destination, by that device or a user. So this is nothing but the some characteristics which will tell us our communication is accurate or it is taking lot of time for sending the information, data is not going properly. All these things we will get from these characteristics. Now we can see here about the data transmission. When we are transmitting a data, that transmission can be analog or digital. So we can say analog means what? If we are talking, that is nothing but we are talking, that is a sound. So we know that is a analog quantity. So we can say analog transmission which will give us continuous transmission between specific points of data and all possible points. But if we will talk about the digital, that will refers to exactly जैसे हम data communication we are saying जैसे digital and analog. We are talking about analog quantity, digital quantity. Digital मतलब क्या? Which is having discrete value. Like we can say digital transmission means what? There we will transfer a data, that will be the digital. So that will refer to the discrete between a set of specific type of data with no other points. So if we are sending a data, that will be in the form of binary, which we will require for our computer. We can say that will be nothing but a digital transmission. So next we will see in the next class. Thank you.